Wow. It's really kind of surreal that this is actually happening right now. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Headley, director of Visit Unforgettable Forgottonia. Oh my gosh, it's already started. You know, just like the game of Monopoly, where one has to navigate the board and acquire property and gather experiences, I've come to realize that returning home is the ultimate winning move in the grand game of life, and today really drives that notion home. Welcome to Macombopoly, and for those of you that are visiting, welcome to my hometown, a place that could be compared to a set on the Gilmore Girls, but it holds truly more unique charm than that and means so much to me in my heart. I'm so honored to have been a part of this newest chapter of our history, a journey 6 years in the making. That started with our Permanent Attractions initiative to showcase the beauty and the rich heritage of McDonough County. From a collection of striking murals that we now have throughout the town, to being recognized as the Abraham Lincoln National Heritage Area, featuring the unique, one-of-a-kind, living Lincoln topiary monument, and becoming, just recently, a National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom area, we've come quite a long way. Thank you. And now today we celebrate a once little-known fact, that our very own Macomb is the birthplace of Lizzie Magie, the inventor of Monopoly, born right here on this day in 1866. And believe it or not, she's with us here today. Lizzie, would you please stand up? Happy birthday, Lizzie. Doesn't she look great for 158? I don't know how you do it. How do you do it? You know, since I was a kid, our town square really has always reminded me of a Monopoly board. The resemblance is uncanny, really, right down to the point where the jail used to be right over there in the corner. But it wasn't until Mary Pollan's book, The Monopolist, revealed Lizzie's connection to Macomb that the world, and frankly many of us here, became aware of this incredible history. Mary Pollan graciously sent her regards for this occasion, but I've asked our own Jan Armstrong to deliver the message from Mary on her behalf. Jan?
This is Mary Pollan, journalist and author of The Monopolist, a book that tells the true story of the game Monopoly. First, I want to congratulate Macomb for embracing your wonderful connection to this story. It was fascinating for me to research this book that Lizzie Magie, the inventor of the game, had ties to Macomb. Her family had deep Illinois roots, and there's no question that we would have no Monopoly without Lizzie. So, by celebrating the game and Lizzie, you're bringing Monopoly back full circle to where it all began. I wish you all the best of luck, which, if you've ever played Monopoly, you know you really need it. I'm going to say something and Jock's going to kill me, but I just want to thank Jock for his guidance over the last 6 years of making this all happen.
I couldn't have done it without Jan Armstrong. She is the backbone of our office, and she's fantastic. And that just kind of cheered me up here where we're having to go on with this. So, shall we dive into our next exciting introduction? I think we should, and I'm going to do that right now. Over a century ago, Monopoly captivated hearts worldwide, and today we bridge the past with the future as we now play the game on our square using a cutting-edge app on our phones. The developers of Macombopoly, this truly one-of-a-kind adventure game app, John Matuzak and Kenny Newell from eAtlas, have been incredible partners on this and have been instrumental in bringing this vision to life. And if you guys would like to come up and say a few words, I would appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Good morning. What a day, huh? And I think we need a round of applause for this magnificent weather. My name is John Matuzak, and along with the ELS folks joining me, we're here to say a big thank you to the town of Macomb and all of the people who made today's launch of Macombopoly possible. Now that's a pretty long list. It extends all the way back to Abraham Lincoln, Lizzie Magie, a bit forward to Al Sears and C.T. Vivian, and then all the way to the folks who visit Forgottonia, the inimitable Jack Headblade, always helpful Jen Armstrong, and the beyond diligent Al Lincoln. It also includes, in Joy, Illinois, so many local merchants, the volunteers who helped us test the app here, and the people of Macomb, who are nothing but hospitable during my 4 prior trips. Now, I'm a business guy at the end of the day. My job is to make the trains run on time, and these trains were expected to deliver a very unique version of the Atlas mobile app. You all will be the judge of whether we hit the mark. But even as a Cubs fan who's very wary of jinxes, I'm feeling pretty good right now. And I'm feeling good because the folks from the Atlas, Kelly Newell, our Director of Partnerships, Mercedes Warren, Teresa Matuzak, Ronnie Fry, and our co-founder Ed Kahn, all did a great job working hand in hand with the team from Visit Forgottonia. Now I've lost my way, of course. And let's not forget that much of that effort was funneled into the significant contributions made by our tech partners at Leapfrog and Exceleva. At the risk of being prideful, I think our work together is a model of public-private collaboration and co-investment. And beyond the very tangible benefits we expect from Macomb, we also learn how the past impacts the future in the form of Lizzie Magie. Kelly, please take a few minutes to tell the folks here how you feel about what Lizzie has done to you.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Kelly Newell with eAtlas. I feel really inspired here today by both Lizzie and this community. I really enjoyed working on this project with so many fantastic local businesses run by really hardworking entrepreneurs. Many times over the past year, I found myself unexpectedly informed and entertained while diving down the rabbit holes of Lizzie Magie and the history of Macomb. Lizzie was a student, entrepreneur, political activist, feminist, poet, inventor, entertainer, crackerjack typewriter, reporter, marketing stuntress, the girl of 1,000 moods, a genius and a dreamer. We would not be here today if Lizzie had not been inspired to create the Landlord's game. In a world where it was imperfect, and it still is a little bit, she questioned the status quo and how to make things better for the greater good. In the most clever way, she crafted a game to entertain while educating and created the playbook of a board game that is beloved the world over. Take a look around. Seriously, take a look. There is a shine on Macomb today, and I'm not talking about the sculptures, which are amazing, aren't they? This shine is the glow of a community that has worked so hard together to honor and celebrate Lizzie and all of the people that have come before. I'm thrilled to be a part of this experience, and I'm really excited to help show the world what Macomb has to offer. Thank you.
John, Ken, I gotta tell you what a absolute pleasure it's been to work with you guys. You've been a dream to work with. And we're not only partners, but we're friends now, and we can't wait to work on our next project together. So thank you so very much. For those of you who may not know, Macombopoly is now a permanent attraction that going forward would be available to everyone, free of charge, 24/7, 365 days a year. And with that, I think it is a pretty good time to ask all of you to take out your phones right now and download this free app right here to play the game for free by eAtlas. And I'll wait till all of your phones come out.
What's in the box?
So today, after 158 years in the making, We stand here not just through perseverance, but also in thanks to the unwavering support of our community and the invaluable partnerships that we have. A sincere thank you to the Macombopoly committee members and the Visit Unforgettable Forgottonia Board of Directors for their relentless dedication, their incredible support, and their hard work. If you all stand up, and please, would you give them a hand, please? Please. I really thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I appreciate your support. The city of Macomb, of course, has also played a crucial role in our initiatives, particularly Macombopoly. And a special thanks needs to go to the city council, and our esteemed mayor, Mike Inman, for their ongoing support. And so, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce my friend, your friend, and our mayor, Mr. Mike Inman.
What a wonderful day in Macomb, Illinois. Let's give a big round of applause to the board and Jock one more time, because without their support, we wouldn't be here. And as far as thank yous, this is a day of gratitude, and it's my honor and privilege to thank everyone who's been a part of this project. Mr. Daniel Thomas, Director Thomas, thank you for being here with us today. And from Senator Halpin's office, Ms. Gibson, thank you for being here. Without your support, I think it was $40,000, if I remember right. The CBB was honored with a grant from the Department of Tourism, and without your help, we would not be here today. So, Mr. Director, thank you. Ms. Gibson, thank you. And you may have heard when you came in, but the Lemoyne Valley Brass, what a wonderful addition to today's event. Thank you, those musicians who represent wonderful music here in the town. You know, Jock said that, or Jan said that he was driven or something. So the city's corporate seal motto says that we're a tenacious and faithful community. And boy, he is the epitome of tenacious. Arm twister, whatever. So, again, without doubt. So, and one other person I want to take a moment to thank, because really we see Jock's face on this without a doubt, and the CBB's face without a doubt. But one of the persons that has been driving this from day one 6 years ago in my office with an idea, he's wearing a costume today, but he is all in when it comes to historic Macomb. Mr. Alan Nemick and his wife of support Patty. Thank you, Alan. Well, we're here to celebrate. We're not here to listen to me talk. I wanted to say thank you to everyone, and one more shout out to Lauren Merritt. The Chamber of Commerce always gets credit for the weather, whether it's bad or good. You hit it out of the park today, Lauren. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's a great day to be in Macomb.
A special highlight of today's event here is the presence of Aaron Anderson. Aaron is a direct descendant of Lizzie Magie. And thanks to the diligence of our committee member, Alan Magie. That's how much you've become Mr. Macombopoly. Now you're in the family already. Alan Nemick and the McDonough County Geological Society we're honored to have Aaron with us here today to mark this momentous occasion. And Alan McGee, I'm going to give you the spotlight right now.
It's close. You know, it's my pleasure to represent Mr. Macombopoly today. Working as a genealogist and volunteering for the Macomb Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, I was able to research the Magie family, especially my friend Lizzie Magie, and as an early feminist, actor, and the First Lady of Games. Tracing the family tree, I discovered James K. Magie, who was friends with our friend Abe here, and with Mr. Magie being a friend of his, And I learned about him and his daughters, both Lizzie and Alta, as well as his son, Eddie. Researching them, and with the help of Ancestry.com, I was able to locate on my tree the family of Alta, because Lizzie had no children. With Alta, I followed the tree down and found a woman called Erin Anderson. Erin was the great-great-grandniece of Lizzie. She is the 3 times great-granddaughter of James K. Magie, and it is my pleasure to welcome to the stand a living descendant of the Magie family, Erin Anderson.
I lucked out. I thought I lost my phone amongst all of this overwhelming and wonderful crowd, and it's right here. So I'm very grateful. Let's hope this weather holds up. I'm so overwhelmed to be here. My mom and I, we just got in Monday night. This is our first time to the Midwest, to the state of Illinois. Let me just pull this up really fast. So as Alan said, my name is Erin Anderson, and over the last 8 years or so, I've dabbled in genealogy, and through Ancestry.com and FamilySearch.com, they have wonderful mobile applications, and it's never been easier to find your roots and fill out your family tree. Mostly, I've been trying to fill in the parts of my tree that I knew less about, and as I was filling in my grandmother's line, I received a message through the Ancestry app from a man named Alan. Now, just to give you a little background, I was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. Both my parents, all my grandparents, and almost all of my great-grandparents were born and raised in Salt Lake. So my grandmother's grandmother, Alta, some of us call her Alti, kind of depends where you're from. She's my grandmother's grandmother. Her sister was Lizzie. So part of my faith involves genealogy. It's a very important part of our beliefs and seeking out our ancestors. And this is something I've almost taken for granted growing up because a lot of my family history has already been done. And although there's a spiritual significance of it to me, it's also quite fun. It's a little bit addictive. It's like detective work. And I really encourage all of you to dive into it and find out where you came from. So because of the internet and technology, as I mentioned, I was able to connect with Alan. And Alan is an incredible person who has skills and knowledge and the background and the things he knew about my family that I didn't even know. It was amazing. And, you know, Ancestry.com allows you to share information, photographs, you can connect with people you didn't even know you were related to. And this is how I found the great people of Macomb. Alan reached out to me last summer and told me a bit about this event, and I was skeptical at first because I was like, yeah, I know we have a connection to Monopoly. Is he digging into something? So I did some background info on him, and you know, this is legit, and this town is amazing. And you know, I met Jock and I met Jan, and we had a Zoom meeting, and sure enough, this is a real thing, and I just feel privileged to be here. They invited me to come out. This was again last July, and I can't thank them enough for seeking me out and inviting me here. And I have had nothing but a positive experience since being here. Everyone's been kind and welcoming, and the countryside is beautiful. I can't say enough for your town. Growing up, I heard a little bit about Lizzie, and I knew there was a connection to Monopoly, but I never really knew much beyond that. I heard that she'd come up with the idea of the game, and then ideas had been kind of sold, and there was confusion. The Parker brothers got the rights to the branding of the game Monopoly, what was originally called the Landlord's game. Little did I know that there was way more to this story, and so much more that it almost wasn't really talked about. It was a bit complicated. My grandma and family members knew a bit, but it just didn't really come up. And I kind of dismissed it and thought, oh, that's neat. And then just in the last 10 years, if you do a Google of Lizzie Magie, it's all over, and she's starting to get the recognition that she deserves. And you know, we tend to try to fill in the blanks of things that we don't know, especially with history. And although people have always been people, we can relate to emotions and feelings from all parts of time. We do have to be careful not to look at history or people through modern lenses. And our ancestors are no exceptions. So that being said, the records, the articles, the writings, and everything I've come to know about Aunt Lizzie is that she was a Renaissance woman, a woman ahead of her time, a natural trailblazer. She was an actress, a writer, an inventor, a daughter, a wife, and an aunt. She had a colorful personality, she had character, determination, and basically she just figured things out on her own. In 2024, I don't know that I would know how to file a patent. I have no idea what I would do. She did that several times. She lived alone on her own a lot. She supported herself. She really was a woman ahead of her time, and I know that's been said a lot, but it's pretty impressive. One thing that, like anybody, she had her opinions and her views of the world based on her experiences. And again, 150 years ago, I don't know exactly how things were, how they felt, but I know that Lizzie felt strongly about things, and she cared about the well-being of other people and about the average person and the worker. And, you know, she devoted her personality and her time to making the world a better place. Since being invited to this event, she wanted people to learn, and from the various games that she created, she wanted them to be an educational tool. Since being invited to this event, talking more with Jock and Alan, I've come to learn so much more about the story of Lizzie Magie. And I'm truly thankful for the work that they have done and the story, in getting her story told. Over the last several months, Alan has sent me articles and discovered things about Lizzie and the Magie family that I didn't know at the time, and I can't even begin to thank him for the time and devotion and work that has gone into making this event possible. The research skills of Alan and the passion that both he and Jock have for the story, Jan for helping me get the travel and lodging arranged. It's been such an honor to be here. And although her game that later became what we know as Monopoly was meant to be an educational tool that reflects economic ideals and educating people on various political and economic ideas, it's become a pop culture icon. And Lizzie Magie, a native of Macomb, Illinois, is the one that started it all. I feel privileged to be here today to celebrate my great-great-aunt Lizzie, and I'm so grateful for the hospitality and kindness that Jock, Allen, and Jan and the town of Macomb have shown me by inviting me to be part of this celebration. They care so much about this city. They love its history. I believe that having pride and gratitude for who you are and where we come from is so important, and that's what brought me here. History will give us perspective, meaning, and connection, and a story as interesting and inspiring as Lizzie's. It should be celebrated. Thank you.
You know, Aaron brings up a great point that has been one of the great pleasures of putting this project together. It is learning about Lizzie. We started off with something that we knew was going to be popular and would help to draw people into this community. When you learn the story about who Lizzie was and what a fascinating, incredible, trailblazing woman she was, we knew that that story had to be told too, and it's been a pleasure to be able to do that. You know, it takes a lot of people to put a project like this together, and there's so many of them, and if you check the programs, we have a long list of thank yous in there, but a few individuals we also need to thank here, and one is the JKO agency, Wayward Travel, and I'd also like to thank Mr. Roger Carmack and his staff at Great River Country Tourism for their invaluable contribution to Macombopoly and making it a reality here. Your unwavering relief has been truly made a difference here, and we thank you. So wherever Roger's hiding, gotcha. While we're expressing our deep gratitude, we need to recognize the exceptional talents of Gabe Stevens from Masterpiece Customs for his outstanding craftsmanship in creating these beautiful Monopoly-like game pieces for this plaza. Dave, you want to stand up? You want to come up and say something?
Normally when I make things, I'm primary for the monument business, so I don't get turnouts or anything to see. It's a private piece, so thank you. I would like to say thanks to all the people that helped. These are hundreds and hundreds of hours to make these things, so a lot of late dinners and missed dinners and grandparents watching babies. Thanks for example. So thank you everyone, and Jock and Landlord for allowing me to make them. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. I have one more thank you that I'd be remiss in not making, and she is kind of the person that's to blame for all of this ultimately, and that's Becky Steelman, who, if she hadn't talked me into applying for this job, I wouldn't be standing here today. Lastly, a heartfelt thank you to the Illinois Office of Tourism for their unwavering support, and particularly Deputy Director Daniel Thomas, whose presence here today symbolizes the collaborative effort being taken place in enhancing Illinois tourism on a global scale. He has been absolutely amazing in this past year, making things happen, not just in Chicago and Galena and in Springfield, but here in Macomb on local levels, and we're reaping those benefits. And Daniel, would you please say a few words for us, please? Thanks.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. I get the great honor of leading the Illinois Office of Tourism, and simply put, telling the Illinois story to the world. In fact, we were just in Los Angeles at a trade show called APW, where we were telling the Illinois story to the world, to over 5,600 journalists and buyers and media buyers, and not just telling the Illinois story, but they want to hear about the experiences. And firstly, I want to give a shout out to Mike Inman for your vision and supporting an initiative like this. And my office works across the state with 36 certified convention and visitor bureaus. And it is those local leaders, tourism leaders, that are charged with the tourism strategy in local communities and regionally, and we all work together to amplify Illinois and Macomb's story around the world. And you have two very fine tourism leaders here, headed by Jock, but also Jan, for Visit Unforgettable Forgottonia. So let's give them a great round of applause. It's exciting to be here because I've heard about this project for a long time, but it's also really surreal because I grew up playing Monopoly. It was my favorite game as a kid, and not only was it a lot of fun, it was very competitive. There might have been a few family arguments, there might have been some trading off the board going on, but you have all touched and experienced the joy that this game has brought. And to be standing here in this special community where the founder and creator of this game started on her birthday, I can't imagine the joy that's going through for you and your family. So it's really great to be here. You know, the hard work and innovation, the creativity of today is really what is so special. And not only are we here honoring Macomb's Lizzie Magie, but in the history that she made, but Jock and the Unforgettable Forgottonia's team vision took it even further by creating a unique experience that will grab people's attention, it will drive additional visitation to the area, and it will just frankly generate buzz and a reason to stop and stay in this special community. And that's what tourism's all about. It isn't just about the compelling story. It's about that quintessential experience. And so taking pride in something like this, and for this community to show up the way that it has today, I congratulate you all, and I thank you for supporting tourism. You know, Illinois tourism is an economic powerhouse, and a lot of people don't realize that what they do in their day-to-day lives touches tourists. We're all visitors, we're all tourists. We all get in our car and go to other communities. We all stop at coffee shops, we all dine in restaurants, we stay in hotels, we take Ubers. All of that touches tourism. And so statewide, in the last 12 months, FY23, visitors generated over $308 million in hotel motel tax. And that's directly generated, that helps us to promote tourism across the globe. Think about this number for a minute. 111 million visitors came to the great state of Illinois in the last 12 months. That number is phenomenal. And even this morning, a couple of people were talking about, oh, well, tourism at Chicago, right? Mainly Chicago. Actually, 54 million visitors last year visited Chicago. So that means 61 million more visitors are coming to communities like this all up and down the state of Illinois. And I have a responsibility to ensure that we tell all the stories right across the great state. Here in McDonough County, those numbers, you generated 49 million in visitor spending, 1.8 million in local taxes, and supported directly 371 jobs. That's phenomenal numbers, and I can't wait to see what they do when people learn about Macombopoly. So for me, I just want to say thank you for the invitation today. Really special to be here, and look forward to playing the game. Thanks so much.
Okay, we only have 22 more people to talk, and then we're going to get to this. No, I think we should do it. So now, without any further ado, if we can get everybody into place here, we're going to kick off this ribbon cutting for Macombopoly. Bear with us. This will look better in post on camera. Could we have a drum roll, please? How do you like that? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Macombopoly. Pass, go, and have a good time. Thank you all for being here.